The Bengals wideouts, Jamar Chase, Higgins, Andre Isovis, Burton here. In the NFL, 11,842 points were scored by all the wide receivers. If you add them all up in fantasy, how many points they score? And you see here that Cincinnati had 535 points of them. All their wide receivers combined, you can see here that you add them all up, 535. That's 4.5% of the league's total points at wide receiver. All right. So Cincinnati had 4.5% of all the wide receivers scoring and New England had 1.85. Not even half of Cincinnati's. Right. And here's the New England's wide receivers that all added up to 219. Well, you can see Andre Isovis from Cincinnati, the number 3 receiver. What about the tops on New England? All right, so they rank from all different spots. A third person on a team could be higher than the first person. Detroit was the second team in passing here, nearly 4%. And this is not in passing. I'm sorry, this is the wide receivers total score. So you take out tight ends and running backs. So Tampa Bay gets a lot of their points from wide receivers here. And Minnesota, of course, they were tied for third. Of course, got problems. Jefferson got a hamstring. Jordan Addison got a problem with the laws. Here's Naylor and Ty Felton, who we might be talking about here. Right? All right, here's the Rams, fifth on the list here. They got some good ones there, too. So they get a lot of points from wide receivers. And how about Houston here? They got a lot of new talent in there to show up here. So, hey, here at the bottom of the list, though, here we got New England. Of course, we went over. How about Las Vegas at the bottom? Well, they tried to address that. They brought in 2 wide receivers in the draft. New Orleans had problems last year at wide receiver. Chris Olave and Shaheed here trying to get back going. Hey, Cleveland, one of the worst wide receivers. You add them all up. But they produced Jerry Jeudy last year, finished 17th. Came out of there. And can you believe Miami's on this list? With Hill and Waddle? Only they got 2.3%, 6% there. So they're one of the bottom teams. And no wonder this tight end here, Juwan Smith, got a lot of their points last year. So I didn't go to the wide receiver there in passing. How about Arizona? Arizona, Marvin Harrison Jr. here. He better shape up and get them up the list there. And Pittsburgh's towards the bottom of the list. Returnees Calvin Austin and Roman Wilson. They need to get it going. But anyway, that's a look at some of the passing teams. Let's get started. All right, hit that subscribe button as the season gets closer. Our fantasy season, you want to be subscribed to get the latest. And give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Thank you. All right, so I got my list, and we're going to check it twice here. Let's get started here. Up first is Rashee Rice. Hey, Rashee Rice, of course, the news here is he's looking at that suspension. So they're moving him down. Hey, it of course flags him because he finished 98th last year in fantasy and they got him ranked 30th. So he's over budget 89 points, but it still might be way over budget, even though, because he missed, you can see he only played 3 games last year. So supposedly he was looking fast and explosive, but now that's 4 to 6 game suspension. So it depends on how far he's going to drop, but that's why it's flagging him. Over here's Chris Olave. Chris Olave, of course, missed several games last year. Concussion cutting his season short. He participated in OTAs, looking good. Hey, he says, I have to prove myself to be able to get the kind of contract, kind of money or deal I want. All right, so Chris Olave, hey, he's still got another year on his contract. It doesn't to 2026, but they probably were asking about big money contracts. All right, so can he rebound? All right, hey, new, possibly this Shug's going to be the quarterback, Tyler Shug, rookie or Rattler. But, hey, regardless, Olave, hey, can he get back to where he had that rookie year? But, hey, Kellen Moore comes in as their new coach. All right, so different play, different offense. Going to be growing. Hey, finished 93rd last year. They got to rank 36. Concussions kind of scare me. And I don't know. I might, lay off, but we'll see. How about Puka and CeeDee Lamb coming up next? They're flagging them as big ones. Well, of course, Puka finished 34th last year. And they've got him ranked up to 4. Look at that fantasy average. Compare the two. Got 11.6 for Puka. That's why he's ranked so high. Of course, wait a minute. They got CeeDee Lamb here ranks 2. Puka actually had a better game, but it comes down to who can play all the games here. CeeDee Lamb played them all last year. Of course, still down from that 2023 season. So I don't know about this number 2 ranking. You get digging in there. Look, he has the 30th schedule. All right. And you go, Dak's back. Welcome back to the 32nd schedule. And he's getting older, right? Go to Dak's yearly. Hey, he's been kind of sloping down here. So that's a big risk for me at number 2. I was going to do a show on him and Jefferson and show why I like Jefferson over him, but then Jefferson pulled his hamstring in the story. So, and Puka over here, hey, how many games can he play? Missed the games that year? Guys, this is great average, right? Look at that, both years. But it's the games. He's missed games both years. So, yes, I like him. Look at the 88.4 receiving yards per game in his career. That's pretty dang good. But, of course, you worry about the injuries. So, 4th for me is going to be kind of high on Puka. I mean, especially when they bring in Devontae Adams. So, you don't even know if it's just because he can stay healthy. Devontae Adams had a heck of a career, right? So, and he's fallen off a little bit too himself from those leading the league years where he's 1, 2, or 3 every year. He dropped off, but hey, still there, all right? What do we got here? League leading in receiving touchdowns, 59 since 2020. He's been the league leader for the last few years. Durability, he's only missed 4 games in the last 4 seasons, all right? Was that a little safer bet there? All right? Because, hey, you just never know how many games you get out of both of them. But I'm just saying, I lean towards Devontae instead of Puka, especially at this 4th ranking. I don't know, CeeDee Lamb, hey, why take the risk? All right, that's awful rich there, too. All right, moving down, how about Kirk and Pearshaw? It's flagging Christian Kirk, 96th he finished last year. They got him ranked 51st. Had a terrible year last year. Of course, missed injuries there towards the end, but his average, that 5.5 average, before he got hurt, he wasn't going. Of course, the story there last year was the rookie. But anyway, he comes in here to Houston, and right now I got him 3rd. I thought Higgins, who had some negative news on him, was fully contact. Received rave reviews from teammates and coaches, looking good. So no, maybe it was about the contract he hadn't signed yet, and now he's signed. So fully guaranteed. Oh no, he was the fully guaranteed one. Got them all mad. All right, and Pearshaw. Hey, I think they say he's about ready to come back. He's been hurt with his and he's on the pup and the hamstring all during training. So hey, it's not looking so bright for him. All right, there I'm pushing Jennings instead. All right, I like Jawan Jennings there. This Pearshaw, hey, if Demarcus Robinson gets over that suspension, he hasn't looked too bad. He could possibly make some noise there. I don't know. So, moving on, how about Chris Godwin, Nico Collins? Yeah, Chris Godwin, okay, of course, 58th. They got him ranked 27th. Wow, that's kind of high for me here. I mean, we don't know. He will not participate in team drills at the start of training camp. Is hoping he'll be ready for week 1. All right, well, if he's ready for week 1, maybe that's fair because, hey, he's delivered. I don't know. I'll have to see that in preseason. See that to believe it. But had a great for last year. Average was going great, but didn't sustain that. And, hey, let's look back the years before that. He was dropping off a little bit, right? So that's not that was a short thing. He was hot early, but let's not forget they brought in Ibuka here, all right? Baker said, hey, Ibuka is the real deal and can play at any of the 3 wide receiver positions already. So, hey, their competition for Chris Godwin, the injury concern, although, hey, 27th isn't terrible. They got McMillan, but hey, 3rd team passing. We saw that they were one of the top point getters at wide receiver. All right, so hey, Chris Godwin, I like him. So, but hey, that might be a little rich at 27. I'd have to see in preseason. All right, we all do. All right, checking this list twice. How about Nico and Cedric Tillman here? They flagged. Well, there was just news on Cedric Tillman. I think that he's back after left practice early, but cleared quickly and back. 3rd round pick, scheduled to be the number 2 possibly there. So, looking good there. I got him. Now, I do have a number 2, although Deontay Johnson joined the fracas here, and as he's in, joined the team. So we'll see how he does. Over here with Nico. Oh, boy, who doesn't? What do they got him ranked at? Oh, they got him ranked 5th here, and he finished 22nd. So here it is. He missed some games last year. All right, that's 11.8 average. That's better than all of them we've seen so far. That's a great average there. And look, sustain that average over 2 years. Can he play all the games, though? All right. So, hey, he's looking good. There was news on Joe Mixon. Maybe Nick Chubb's going to be getting some action there. Signed lately. So, hey, but we're doing wide receivers here today. I'll do running backs later. So, next up is Jalen Waddle and Shaheed. It flags him over. They got him right. He finished 49th, 35th. Hey, I'm not too high on you. We just saw that Miami was one of the lowest at wide receiver points. And maybe that's just because they only concentrate on the 2 here. Well, they have in the past, but Nick Westbrook-Akini comes in here. Right? Free agent signing. Back healthy. Signed that 2-year. He's ready to go. He sat out a little bit of minicamp, but he's ready to go. So competition there. I kind of laying off these. I think I do have the easiest 7 schedule, right? But Waddle's just never really done it for me. I see him deteriorating here a little bit. I don't know. I don't like him. Shaheed over here. Shaheed. I think he put on a little weight. Did he? Looks recovered by activity, so he's ready to go. Torn meniscus last year, cut his season short. That's just a shot in the fire. 78th, and he's ranked 53rd. So, and look at that game short. So if he gets any more games, was on fire. I'm all right with Shaheed. You ain't gonna have to pay a whole lot for him, ranked 53rd. But I'd take him if you're way. It was a deep shot, deep. I don't know how deep your teams are drafted. So it just all depends. Okay, Debo and Pickens here. I can tell you right away, I don't like Debo. All right, deteriorating. You see here, not really been doing too good. I mean, I know he comes into Washington, but this is as long as McLaren is ready to go. But hey, Noah Brown's back. I think he looks healthy for training camp and workout video. Oh, he was carted off, but hey, he looks healthy. So the things are looking good for him. All right, so he's back. I just don't know about Debo in Washington here. Jaden Daniels, wonder from last year, 29th schedule. All right, so maybe come back a little bit. These receivers have the 21st, and Terry McLaurin. As long as he signs, he's in. I kind of lay off Debo. Pickens, they send 21 over. They got him ranked. He finished 39th last year. Got him ranked 32nd. Let's not forget that he finished that. And Cowboys not clicking on deep routes is the word out of camp. Yet intermediate routes he's been doing good. So, but hey, intermediate routes, that's going to be CD Lamb likes to run some of those. They got Talbert and Jake Ferguson, so they're expecting deep routes out of Pickens. That's why I think he's in town. So I'm not sure about him. Hey, they have the 30th schedule. I hope that's hyped up, and he pushes some good players down. Right? So you never know. All right, and then DK Metcalf and Tyreek Hill. Oof, two interesting ones. Finished 31st last year. He's ranked 18th. Going to be the number 1 here for Aaron Rodgers. and see if they can get going there. Hey, he's always big body, can do some acrobatic stuff there. See how he does. And Tyreek Hill flags him because he's 24th finish last year, 13th ranking. Boy, that's tempting, right? Hill said Tuesday that he's fully healthy and heading into training camp and has been working out hard this offseason. Something to prove. Tua said that Tua risk and his attitude kind of been some news there, but hey, he got to get in there. And Tyreek is going to look out for Tyreek, and he's going to want to do some stuff. So hey, I think he might be worth a risk here at 13. See what he gets around, but I'd certainly with a 7th easy position schedule, I kind of keeping my eye on Tyreek. I might take him, even though it's flagging him under. Anyway, all right, how about Diggs and A.J. Brown? Well, Diggs, hey, supposedly looking good. Only game in town. We saw how low New England was. So, hey, we'll keep an eye out on him. He's ranked 50th. Well, hey, I'd take a bargain at 50. So, hey, I'd take him. How about A.J. Brown here? Ranked 7th, finished 18th last year. Right? Well, you go into Philadelphia. Oh, my gosh, 29th team in passing. Right, they're going to have to address that this year, if not just themselves, certainly the defenses will, as far as stopping the run in Barkley. You can't just be all about the run. So maybe a rebound here for A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, who's 28th, finished 28th, so they don't flag him. He's 0. Oh, looking good there. About done here. I'll just do a couple more. How about Malik Neighbors? It's flagging, and Rome Odunze. Well, that's nothing here for Neighbors, although I'm worried about that toe, right? Toe needs to be continued management, and may cause the sophomore slump for Neighbors. So they said basically that toe's going to have to be managed all year. Maybe next year have a surgery on. I don't know. Don't sound good, but hey, we'll see where he goes. They got him ranked 6th, right? Team schedule 27th. Not loving that. They'll start with Russell Wilson. Probably move to Jackson Dart at some point. But hey, Neighbors will be the focus. Hey, 6th, though, that's kind of rich. I'd see what's around him. And Rome Odunze, hey, finished 47th, 40th. Team schedule, I might, 40th for Rome Odunze, hey, I might take a flyer on that. I don't care about that, especially with Ben Johnson coming in. Hey, 40th rank for him isn't terrible. Although this Luther Burton, I think he got off to a slow start and been hurt. So that might be better for missing time with soft tissue. So Rome Odunze here, hey, that's a pretty good value there. I like that. But hey, we're far away from going. So anyway, that's some of the questionable ones they have. Let's take a look at this.